Hi, energy. Time to pull from alignment and see what's all going on within our energy today. I'm excited. It is Thursday. Um, School bus. We're about to go through a lesson. I'm excited. Some reason Friday the 13th have really been on my mind in a countdown form intriguingly. Even though I feel like it's been getting expressed throughout this whole year metaphorically, and definitely this week, the last couple of days, I feel like it's been getting intensified within that energy. So I'm looking forward to whatever that energy is that's coming through or that's significant on that day. But today is the day before. Oh my God, it's intriguing. It's like the day before Christmas, or maybe the nightmare before Christmas aspect. I meant to do something, so give me a minute. I gotta get up really quick. I meant to cut the TV on, and I meant to grab my coffee. So I gotta grab the mocha trail. Project this way really quickums. Oh, you get to see my little outfit too, huh? uh, but anywho, and this is what I'm drinking on. It's compliments for tomorrow. Um, which is my everyday behavior, normal behavior. It's just like holiday time. You celebrate and you bring out certain accessories to complement it. It's that time. And why is somebody car alarm going off, Jesus? I'm gonna start off and see where the mind is at. It's so good, Jesus. Let's cut that down some really quick. How'd that get so loud? I normally like to watch the TV when I do watch it. Lately, when I watch TV, I watch SpongeBob. I love SpongeBob. It seems like the best thing to me, and it reminds me of myself. I feel like they probably created that in the form of symbolizing me because it's always a message for me in there, and I am a water base. Um, but normally, sometimes when I watch TV, I normally watch TV on silent. It helps my mind get creative. I might like put music in, like have music playing, and then like have the TV on. It's just how I like to operate intriguingly. Gets my mind creative and things like that. But we're going to see on the Eightfold Path where the mind is at and where the mind will be headed to. Oh, that's super great. Where would the mind be at tomorrow? Anticipation. For like drum roll. Drum roll, darling. Oh, Jesus, that's a lot, honey. That's a lot. Should I go with the two that's in my hand or should I shuffle again? They just came all out intriguingly. You want a lucky monster or what? We're going with the two that stayed in my hand. Oh, Christmas style too. Red and green. We got right livelihood and right effort. Your mind is headed to, your mind is presently at the right livelihood and is headed to right effort. This is lovely. It's green base. It's love. Love, love, love. You're headed to love. Let's put an effort in love. And at the top of the deck is right action. So that's great. Got right livelihood and right effort. Okay. Okay. But it made me super. Oh my God. I feel like I just had an epiphany aspect for myself personally just because I just went and got this from the gas station and it is green based and it is compliments for tomorrow. Even though this is an aspect that is a lucky metaphor for St. Patty's time, I always think about, honestly, which is next month. But I did get it for next month to celebrate. Oh, Jesus, what am I thinking about? A new year, obviously. So maybe that's important because I'm saying it, but that's not what I was thinking, honestly. I got it for tomorrow, for Friday the 13th. And then tomorrow energy will be right effort. And then I went and put my green necklace on before I started, which is my abundance necklace that I got from the Gift of Light. which is going with tomorrow's energy. It's a light aspect for me, the way that I think of it. And and at the top of the deck, we got right. I said right rhythm. Jesus, my mind is too excited right now. Woosah, honey. Woosah, honey. I'm so excited, and I just can't hide it. Pardon me. Jesus, that is so perfect back to back. You ever just greatness happen back to back and you just feel overwhelmed? I feel overwhelmed where I'm just like, oh my God, my words is just, ma'am, slow it down some. Slow it down just a little bit. But it's like, I don't want to slow it down. You see how perfect this is? Why would you want to slow down? But Usa will work for sure. Usa. The law of rhythm is at the top of the pile before I even shuffle in its green base. This is a lot of green, of growth and love. And it's the law of rhythm. And it's a lucky style. It's a luck. With light in the dark, for sure. How lovely is that? I have to show you guys my chains too. It's important. Are you over here ducked off? Get over here. I didn't realize you were ducked off over on my boobie. Get over here. But you see it? That's the energy. But see you over here ducked off. Get over here. We're gonna shuffle through and see what universal law is standing out, other than the highlight that I seen of the law of rhythm, which that probably is significant just because I just found green back to back to back. It started off with me going to get the monster, to me realizing, oh my God, I'm feeling fancy and I'm loving this green. Let me put my green necklace on. Then I'm shuffling through the Eightfold Path and right effort come out and it's a green base. Even that whole concept of how I did that was right effort. That's the great part. That is like, to me. We got the law of cause and effect. So perfect. When things play out the way they need to, it always aligns perfectly. When you have authentic behavior. Some people that be like, I don't know. You ever sometime want to do something and you be like, but that's so cheesy. I might come off like I'm desperate or just too perfect or something like that. But it's like, it's authentic behavior and it's your alignment. Things will fall into place the way they need to. But this reminds me of an aspect, just an example. If I wouldn't have done that, but I would have felt that, but I didn't act on it, I would have seen it, but I wouldn't have been able to see the miracle in it. I said, oh my God, everything just fell into place so beautifully. That's the intriguing part to me. And then we got the law of action at the top. Let me go in order of this really quick. We got the universal law of action, the law of polarity, energy, the law of rhythm, and it's in reverse, the law of compensation, something's returning, the law of correspondence, the law of attraction is in reverse. Let me lay these out. Give me a second. I'll lay them after I do it. Let me keep going. I need to see something really quick because the law of attraction is in reverse, and so was the law of rhythm, but it's not right now the way I laid it down, but it was in reverse, but it's right now. Let me look at this again, the way I laid them down. Maybe it fell into place the way it needed to. The law of action is in reverse. So the law of polarity. Okay, it's back up, right? It's okay. The law of attraction, which is going with that cause and effect of what I just explained. Authentic behavior, staying true. Things will align so perfectly. And if it don't, it's because the opposite of what I just said. I think I'll get an example of both. I wanted to do this, but if I didn't do it, it still would have displayed and I would have felt like, oh man, I should have did it. Cause and effect. You chose not to because you thought maybe it was too cheesy or too perfect or just, I don't know. Something of that nature for sure. Law of relativity. This is the freedom part. And it goes with what I just explained. You're probably going to experience the same exact thing. Maybe not exactly that way, but in that exact same form, metaphorically. The law of gender is standing out today. for sure. There's a transfer of energy, the law of perpetual. Um, this could be a family base. It could be your child. They's reflecting you. You know, they are a part of you. You ever sometimes your kids like, oh my, you acting just like me, or you acting just like your daddy. It's one of those behaviors today for sure. It's going to display today in some form of that way, where they're reflecting you because they are you. That could be really beautiful, or that could be really terrifying. Who knows? The law of attraction wasn't reversed, so it could be maybe terrifying, or it could just you learning a lesson of yourself because it's a part of you. If that makes sense, that's a perspective aspect as to how you look at that. That's all I'm gonna say on that. That's probably why I was in reverse. That's a lesson. Then a law of vibration. Then a law of oneness. It's you. That's gonna be an intriguing lesson for sure. It's for me. It's always gorgeous. It took me a little minute. My child sometimes really reflect me. It's intriguing. And sometimes he really don't. I'd be like, Jesus Christ, you would swear not no type of drop of me was in him. Like Jesus, just like your father, you have to be fully displaying your father, which it makes sense for me because I've learned what I produce will naturally symbolize me, will have a gift that I have, but be a full blown image of father. So hopefully the father values and priorities and principles and values are top standard because if not, I created you. It's you. It's you. Just a symbol of me. We'll have my gift for sure in some form of a way. But it'd be intensified because the father is already great. It's just like you working with a hell of a masterpiece right there. But it's oneness for sure. And they're going to reflect it for sure in some form of a way. And it's probably going to be mentally, airwavely, a creative form. Things like this always is beautiful to me. Because sometimes your child really teaches you things about yourself that you don't know about yourself. Like I don't understand you because you don't know yourself. They're displaying a part of you that you do not know, but you see it and you might not like it. That's part I'm getting at when it comes to that. A lot of people don't know themselves, or they don't remember those parts of them. But your child is displaying it. That's the beautiful part about the concept of having a mirror. Two great people coming together and creating a mirror. You get to see yourself. That's all it is. And intriguingly, sometimes for different structures and things like that, your child do reflect other people in your family. You acting just like your goddamn grandma or your grandpa or something like that. They would display it naturally. It is all connected. It is all oneness. But sometimes certain energies just do pop out way more, which is an important lesson. It's an intriguing aspect with that energy. That's gorgeous, honestly. That's probably going with right livelihood. Where the mind presently at. Yeah. So that's where it feels like it is at. That's found with that's a family base for sure. But I think I finished explaining that already. That I love that part. Cause my son, oh my Jesus, he a handful. Like our relationship is so much better now. I was saying, as he older, and I'm not. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that too much. Our relationship is just getting better. It's great as he get older. Honestly, as much as I can say on that, because he really get to choose for himself, and I like that part. Like I'm not feeling like you're just a child. Like he is still young. He's only 13, but he really can think for himself. For the most part, people always had him think for himself. For the most part, honestly, um, but for myself and just the way he display, I could tell he can think for himself, and it's lovely. He chooses what he want, and he treat me so good because I understand that part, and I love that part. Honestly, that's what I would expect from my man. You know, choose. That's one of the things. That's the energy that's actually I was talking about kind of yesterday, and I've been talking about what guys I deal with in general. They don't actually get to choose what they want. They feel like they can't. They always feel stuck and pressured to do something that somebody else telling them to do. It's intriguing. Instead of going for what you want. And that's what my son has been teaching me, and it's intriguing, honestly. There was a lesson that I didn't think I would learn that way, but generationally, that's what I expect from guys in a moving forward aspect. A lot of them, at the moment, that's not how I get to go for them. Their structures don't allow them to choose early what they want. So when it's actually time for them to choose what they want, they don't know how, or they feel they can't. Authentic behavior is hard for them to do. They weren't taught to do that. And intriguing about, I have to say it's normally a female that does that. It could be your parents in general, but I believe it's a female that does that. No reason, I want to say parents, but I am using the female concept. They always want to be dominant over younger people. Like they don't have their own type of brain. It's intriguing. For me, I feel like I'm a cheerleader. I'm a pom-pommer. I am here to help in aspects. Like, of course, you need help and things like that. But my job is mainly to guide and pom-pom. That's it. And then they teach me. Like I just told you a whole great aspect that my son has taught me. And he's only 13 so far. And that's an extreme lesson. You know, some people be like, the weight of the world is on a person. That's a lot of a weight for a young person, honestly. But that's how you get growth, metaphorically. Ah, got sacrifice. How intriguing. That is intriguing. That's the energy I'm talking about. To sacrifice for a bigger picture, to learn. It goes what I was explaining when it goes to my past and thinking of things as being painful. It's lessons I went through, like, that's painful. What you mean I shouldn't be around my child, or, focus on just this, stop working and things like that. It's a sacrifice for a bigger picture. And that bigger picture helps everybody. It's almost like an energy with me, the way I just explained that and the way I'm seeing it now and thinking about it. It's like somebody telling you something, or you know something, or you see it, and you need to stop and paint a map so everybody can understand the map. It's like the whole concept of a map. Nobody would have understood a map until somebody created a map. That's a sacrifice to do that, to invest all that time. Definitely when somebody else telling you should be going that way. But you need to be still and focus and do this for generations to come. It's not even about just the now. It's to come. They need the map. They need to understand. It's that type of an energy. And it goes back with the energy I just explained when it came to, kind of just forgot what I was about to say. Jesus, intriguing. Trying to think, give me a second. My brain just went on intriguing mode. I was thinking of, my brain just went blank for a second. Intriguing. What is that about, spirit? But pretty much is what I'm getting at is, just looking at that, you're receiving. That's probably what I'm doing right now. I feel like my brain just literally went over to this energy. Like I just got stuck. I'm receiving. You're probably in the same way. That's important. Very intriguing. That'd be intriguing when I get in moments like that. Like I literally be within the moment. It's almost like somebody calling you. Like I'm recording and somebody called me. And it's like You stop and look at it like you're receiving. It's one of those energies that always gets me sometimes when I be in person doing that and it come through an energy like this. Like something's trying to get through and get my attention. For sure. It's intriguing. And it really just made me forget what the heck I was just even thinking about talking about. Like, I know what I was thinking about. Came in a sacrifice aspect. What I want to say on it, I don't remember at the moment. Hopefully, it comes back if it's meant to be, but I don't know at the moment. Then strength came out and destiny. Oh, this is super perfect, Jesus. And it's four. Hello, Crossway. How intriguing. That's intriguing. Speaking of Crossway, somebody said to me yesterday, and I thought it was intriguing because maybe some people do feel a certain type of way when I follow. I don't know how to even say what they thinking about when they ask me or say things like this or look at me like I shouldn't be wearing a cross. Because I say I do spiritual work. Um, and I also I do spiritual work. That's I'm just leave it at that. I'm not saying I'm in one certain type of category where it's like you shouldn't have this cross on because you know what happened with that cross situation. Like I do spiritual work, yo. So I don't know what they be thinking about as to why I wouldn't have it on. But anyhow, somebody was like, if somebody was to take your mom and hang them on a cross, would you still wear that cross around your neck? And I was just like, yeah, that's the whole concept. You still there. I know you guide me. I understand that it was the first card that came out. The sacrifice. That's the intriguing part. Sometimes you have to brag about your sacrifice because it wasn't for no reason. The foolery, you just gonna wipe my greatness up under the rug. Why would you do that? Yes, I'm a brag on it. But she seemed to understood that part, honestly. I just was intrigued that she asked me. Maybe she just wanted to see my response, but yeah, I know the guidance. I know you're still there and I know you're gonna guide me. It's just she kind of caught me off guard when she was the way she said it, like and she didn't expect me to have a cross on. Like, why you got that cross on? But then after I explained it, she was like, oh, then she started telling me like stories as to people who's guiding her on the eternal side. I'm just like, you get it. You get it. Lovely. It's a sacrifice. There's so many forms of that same aspect. Some people just, that's not so extreme or that's not the same. Anytime you get up, I'm gonna use a family base, and you leave out the house to go to a job and you leave your, if you got kids or things like that, pets, and you leave them behind, that's a sacrifice, okay? It's a sacrifice for a bigger picture. Maybe that's not so extreme to you, but it's a sacrifice because they need you there. You will see a lot display. The way I'm explaining this, it reminds me of our experience that we got during COVID time, where you got to stay home with your family or people, whoever you stayed with. But mainly it was family. It was meant to be a family base because most your home should be family based. But I understand we're still working on alignment and growth is still happening. Um, you get to learn so much, or you get to start building your own self. People start realizing they hella creative and things like that. Or they learn, oh, this is not what I want. When I get free, I am leaving you and I'm building this and that. You got to learn and you get to see. And that's what most people need to see. They need to see. If that makes sense, I hope that makes sense. And that's the energy that actually came through today. That's one of the energy that's coming through today. Because it's like you can grow when you know your past, but your past is your family, if that makes sense. I hope that makes sense. It's the strength aspect and it's destiny because it keeps coming. You have it with you. Just pay attention to it. Very intriguing energy, Jesus. Okay. 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 Integrity is coming out too. Jesus Christ, this one really keep catching my attention. And it's a flame concept, and the number on there is 36. It's communication in the dark. What is this? This make me think of I'm gonna play a little bit of it. It came through yesterday, and it reminded me of myself. Honestly, that's the intriguing part, and that's probably exactly what it is. It's communication in the dark, but it's a song called "Driving," and the artist is Mr. Trouble. Um, and that's the intriguing part. I had to explain that part just because I thought it was so intriguing when I received it yesterday. Have you ever met somebody and whatever like caught your attention, like you knew their name, but whatever caught your attention on them, you wind up saving them in your phone as that? That's how the eternal side had me identify for my energy, was Mr. Trouble concept, which was intriguing. Looked was looking at me like a guy because things that I have to go through, I just gotta suck it up energy, like a sacrifice type of energy. And you got some problems, yo. Not like a crazy, like you be going through some real things. I was like, that's so intriguing, honestly. The way I received it, the way Spirit was telling me that. And I just thought it was so funny. I couldn't wait to honestly share it with you guys because I do that same thing, the same type of behavior. Like I meet somebody and I just give them a name that I know I'm gonna remember by. Like, oh, might have had a hat on. I'm like, the one with the hat or hat. Because I know who you are. Something about that hat that stood out to me. And that's the aspect how Spirit had me like locked in the document, Mr. Problem. And it makes sense because I was able to go find the artist that the creator been working with, named Mr. Problem, who had my energy. It was intriguing. That's the intriguing part about celebrities and why sometimes they seem bipolar because they have to translate for a lot of different people. They don't just stay on one aspect. There's a lot of people they have to reach. And that one was for me, and I thought it was so intriguing. Like, Mr. Problem. You think I'm a guy? You have to operate like one. You always have to be in your masculine energy. You have to operate in a lot of sacrifice forms where it comes off as a guy. Can't be crying, you know. Guys, certain things about guys. You ever watch it? I would say a father form metaphorically, and how they might be feeling sad or they get tired. You expect them to keep going. You can't be tired. The food it is, keep going. Suck it up. Oh, you didn't get nothing for Christmas or your birthday? Suck it up. You know, it's just and not in a bad way, it's just that what you expect from a masculine, metaphorically. Other than the female, I'm having a breakdown. What you mean I ain't get nothing for Christmas, my birthday? What you mean I just gotta just deal with it? It's a different energy. And that's how the universe brought it to my attention. And I was like, that's so intriguing. So intriguing, Spirit. Jeez. But I'm going to show you the song I'm actually talking about because I feel the energy today. And I don't know if this is me today, honestly. It feels like somebody else is trying to get my attention in a different form. Which, that's funny because even with this energy I'm about to play, I translated yesterday in the window. And I actually said, I feel like this is the same way I was when I was driving. How I pick up so much different energy. And in the song, it says, is anyone out there like who can resonate with me? And I actually met somebody yesterday when I went to go get food. Came right to me. She was out there. She understood. It was amazing. And she actually texted me this morning. I was happy, like, yay. It was lovely. And this is that same energy. Somebody might be seeking. This could be a prayer form metaphorically. It's an energy coming through. And they asking the same thing. Is anybody out there? Anybody understand? It reminded me of almost like the Titanic, honestly. Like, is anybody else out there? And somebody was out there. And she was in a devastating form, too. She was about to freeze her ass to death. Her man even died out there. Come get me. Shit. But seriously, that's the energy, intriguingly. Is there anyone else out there? But I thought that was so beautiful because the way spirit led me to that was so perfect. I used the universal laws. Like after I translated, I started receiving still more. And I was listening to music and I was shuffling through the cards. And the universe, I was shuffling through the universal laws. And then some cards fell out and I had lined them up like steps. Like I was coming down, and where I'm at, I literally had to come down to go and handle business. And that's just how it went for me to find her. And it literally was the law of oneness. We found each other. And then a law of vibration. It was a mind. We was already connected airwavely. Like what I'm feeling within this is coming through. And that's the strength part. And it's just, let me show you this image. It's just destiny. It's meant to connect. That's the intriguing part. But I just had to keep explaining that because that's so loud. But it was just so beautiful, honestly, how that went. It was so perfect. So perfect. We got the ball and energy going on.
If I'm gonna run the court, I gotta start running. Game time, I'm ready. Facebook, where will it take you?
All right, I think it should be coming. Hold on, give me a minute. I just skip it. I just wanted to share that because a part of me. That's probably important. Hold on. I got the devil in my bloodstream and I'm so high, but it just won't go away. Too much stress. My hands keep shaking, death knocking on my chest. Can't let it rest. Flashing lights down the road. Feel like there's nothing here left that can save my soul. Hope they playing my songs when I'm dead and I'm gone. Cause I don't know if I'ma make it home. So now I'm just driving around the city with my head down low. A little more. See trouble up ahead and 2 ways to go. Huh. Very intriguing. I was gonna start from the beginning, but I felt like that was important right there where I picked up at. Definitely with me not even sure what this is coming through. I think that's really important wherever it started at. What it was talking about, which I had to go back because honestly it was planning on hearing it from the beginning. I felt like it was that energy, but obviously it was not that energy. So luckily I did record it because I can go back and see what that was about because I honestly didn't hear it all. But that's the energy, whatever's seeking at the moment. It reminded me of a worry less aspect. I kind of want to find it if I can. Let's get in their faith lift. Get in their faith lift, confidence in God. But it's another aspect that oh, Jesus. It was saying, I pray out to you during the day and at night. Lord, please allow my prayers to come into you. And I feel like that's it. Somebody's in pain. They need clarity. And that's probably it. Get in the faith lift. I hear you. You just need answers or clarity. It definitely sounds like some bad stuff is happening for sure. We're gonna keep going though, because that one caught my attention a lot. And it reminded me of exactly yesterday. for myself personally. Driving around the city with my head down low, because I was translated in the window. I've been normally ducked off. I got things going on, not like some extreme things, like I'm like running from the law or something, but that just felt like my energy, honestly. Seeing who I can connect with is really important, but I naturally do it. That's the intriguing part. I noticed that about myself, but oh, my nose is tingling. Jesus, pardon me. My nose is tingling. Is there anything else in here? And this also is the oracle of the universe too. That's what I can hear. This remind me of the energy I'll just display. I tried to find it because it's in the worry less prayer, the way I've seen it, which that's actually the intriguing part. Worry less, pray more. That might be important to you, or that's what you're doing. It's been heard, which is funny because I actually brought clarity to this yesterday. 'Cause I always say the worry less prayer. Let's see what the worry less prayer is. Let's see what the worry less prayer is. That's what I normally say, and that's what it is. That's what you need to do is worry less. It's probably art. Go with the art of flow. Be patient. Trust the process. But I actually said what it actually is. Worry less, pray more. Pray more. That prayer was heard and it's coming back in a worry less aspect. And as I was about to say, this energy make me feel like I wouldn't be surprised in the zodiac to come out the sun in a water base. Because it make me think of us as fish. We're the fish. And the sun is shining on the pond or the water and you see certain fish. I see you. Then it's probably going to law of relativity. What's important? Your pain is important. This energy made me feel like a David and Goliath energy. The way it's going to get handled intriguingly. It's destiny for it to happen. It's patience, though, and trust. And I want to say authentic behavior. Even how I started off in the beginning. I did get all dressed up today. I knew I wanted a monster, but I was thinking about not buying one on top of that. I was like, Spirit was like, if you want a monster, go buy a monster. Well, I didn't say a monster. I wanted coffee. Pardon me. I just got the monster brand metaphorically. Just for FYI. Clarity. I like monsters, but I actually wanted just coffee, metaphorically. Um, and Spirit was like, you want coffee? Just go get some coffee. I'm like, shit, okay then. If you want coffee, go get it. You're able to get it, well, go get it. Don't keep saying you want something, but you don't want to go get it. Intriguing. But anyhow, got the coffee. Came back and I was like, I actually looked at it. Like I like reading the quotes that be on the can, the bottle of the energy. And I was like, oh, this is so nice. Let me actually show you guys. Like the pattern they got on here and stuff. Like it's really nice. And I like green. Green my favorite color. It's even my eye color, if you can tell. It's green. But didn't want to put on my necklace because it matches the coffee bottle. And then the energy actually came out in a green base on a path that you actually on. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, even if I go out and I keep getting green lights or just in this alignment of path, you keep noticing things that's green. Somebody green shirt pop out to you, and then you see some green shoes, or then you go buy something green. It's an alignment on that path of signs that you just will keep recognizing. But that's authentic behavior. But if you didn't go get that coffee, you wouldn't have thought to do this, then that would have happened. It would have happened, but you wouldn't have been able to see it fully, if that makes sense. That's the authentic behavior that's important within this energy that will have you operate like a David and Goliath energy, where that victory will be at in that pain. If you got sirens behind you too, them sirens gonna go past you. They weren't even coming for you. That's the energy when it comes to trust. You paranoid, you're thinking too much. You will bring fear to you, if that makes sense. Cause and effect. This energy remind me of it. That's intriguing too, because somebody brought that to my attention today when I went to go get coffee once again, intriguingly. I went over to the gas station, and as I was leaving out, it was a guy who held the door for me, which I thought was so nice. But anywho, he was like, "Look who hopped in the front seat," and I looked over, and it was like a wolf dog. I don't know if it's called a wolf dog, but I think it's a wolf. But it might have been. I don't know. Don't give me the lie. But it was a dog, pretty much in the front seat. But it looked like a wolf, so I'm gonna say a wolf. But the concept that I'm getting at within that is this remind me of an animal instinct. Certain animals that they know how to sense out things like fear. And if you're afraid it's gonna come to you, you would bring it to you. Because you okay, let me think. Okay. You're driving. I'm just using this as an example because on the song they hear sirens, so you might be in some trouble form of a way, or you need a blessing, a miracle, a sign of forgiveness. This is the place. No, this is you. This is the place. You're afraid. That's the energy too. People normally be in that behavior. They hear sirens or they see the police behind them. They get on paranoid behavior. They might start even doing weird behavior. And if you start doing weird behavior and start swerving, you normally driving fine, but you're nervous because you're looking in the rearview mirror. They're gonna pull up on you because they sensed your fear. If that makes sense. If that makes sense. But this aspect literally is going to go around you. It's going to go around you. And that could be an aspect of forgiveness. Law of relativity is not important. Your fear of just being in trouble was enough. It was your own, you punished your own self. If that makes sense. I hope that makes sense because that's the energy. That's the energy. That's justice for you. That's funny, awesome. That's funny. And it's making me think about my compass on my leg. I got a compass on my leg. And this compass is in your head. It senses. It senses. And it's a first responder. It's Virgo. And it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice and it's in a justice form. That's just what I was saying. That's funny, perfect. Honestly. And generosity. That's the generosity. It's forgiveness. It's gonna go around you. For sure. It's gonna go straight around you. Forgiven. That's that energy. For sure. For extra sure. And we got ninth house at the top. Got some teaching energy going on already. The law of rhythm was at the top. And then the houses for astrology, the ninth house is at the top. Then it's going through a portal. Oh, speaking of that, we got 9/11. That's funny to me personally. It might be important, but it's nothing but a teaching energy coming through a portal. It's pretty much like what I, in your senses. It's pretty much what I explained, intriguingly. Like an animal who can scent you out. Like people know when you're afraid. Some people like that. And they play on it. And that just slipped on out the eighth house. It's a here and after energy or a scandal. That might be important because the way it slipped out. But I'm going to shuffle through. That's the energy right there. I just did it. I just freaking did it. Went right back in. And it came right back out. It came right. It's destiny. It came right back out. It came right back out. And it landed on destiny, yo. Just destined to happen. How intriguing. That just blew my mind, honestly. I ain't even gonna even just act like it did. It blew my mind. It's destined. And I was gonna say, I just put it right on back up. Well, I was saying that, and it came right back out like, bloop, it's destiny to happen. It's destined to happen. How intriguing. Okay, spirit. Okay. Let me get me another sip on that one, because that was just like, okay, Jesus. When you say the will is done, it is done. What you mean? What you mean? Jesus. And that's that teaching energy. And it's right at the top again. Ninth house. Very intriguing. This energy is in the eighth house. It's either a scandal energy or something that's hidden in secret. And whatever form it is a destiny form. That's why I can use the example as David and Goliath. That's something that's already happened. And it continues to keep playing out. It is destined to happen. And intriguingly, just how I said, it's gonna go right around you. No weapon formed against shall prosper. The Creator created it all. It's not gonna let you get harmed. School bus. That is so ridiculously beautiful. That's the strength part. You trust in your guidance. I'm not gonna allow you to get harmed. I feel the need to say, even if you go to jail, you going on vacation, I'm still gonna make sure you're taken care of. There's some things that need to go on. It's not a punishment. And I always say that, but I feel like even with that energy, go take a break. Sixth house. And that could be the energy. That's an important energy. Because it's the need to take you off focus. Something maybe somebody said that to me recently. Somebody recently said that to me. That's intriguing. That's probably even clarity. Once again, I was going out to get food. Once again, I was getting food. Um, and I was talking to a guy, and he was telling me about his kids, intriguingly. And this goes with exactly what I'm saying. This is clarity to the fullest. And he said something to me, and I was like, do you think your kids mirror you? Like they're just a natural part of you, like a creation of you, like a mirroring aspect of you, like they reflect you? And he said, yeah. But I think fast forward the story and moral of the story. Fast forward the story and moral of the story is he'd been to jail before. He fixed his life from what he said. He got his own businesses and things like that. But one of his children is doing the same behavior that he did. They was in jail. They had to go to jail. And he said he believed when he get out of jail, he gonna thrive better. He learned. He needed that. Like he recognized since he'd been in there, he has made a change. Out here, he wouldn't have learned it. He was distracted. And that's that same energy. Even if you got to go in there and get clean, like they actually help you on drugs and things like that, you're going to get clean in there. Out here, it's something is trying to take you off focus. And I feel like that's the reason why you might go in some form of an isolation. But in the isolation, you are taken care of. Maybe not the way that you want, but you are still taken care of. That I will never leave you nor forsake you energy for sure. But it just made me think within this energy. I just heard this story. And it was a family base too. And it was a mirroring aspect. And the child was in jail, but the father talked to him while he was in jail, and he realized, oh my God, you have changed. When you get out, you should thrive. And that's just an example of this energy of what I was given an example of as to even if you go to jail, it's a form of protection for you because something wants to take you off focus, if that makes sense. It's in the sixth house. And it's circled. That's important. I have no clue what that's about, but that's the energy. For sure. You got the 8th house and the 6th house. So I gotta rub my head on this one because I feel like this is a yin and yang energy, a dark energy. In this dark energy, the lessons and pain that you're going through, where you might go to jail, it's a dark energy. But when you actually in there or come out, you will be on the light side. You will understand the whole bigger picture, where you will understand light and dark at the same time. You will appreciate it. It's a lesson. It's one of those, everybody experience it, but when you in it, it don't seem so pleasant. It's like, you really gonna just let me go to jail? Even if you probably did something wrong, or you probably really did. I wouldn't say maybe you didn't. You have to be. This don't feel like that. This don't feel like this energy. I'm saying something, but that's not what this feel like. Intriguingly, you might be innocent. Intriguingly, but it is a form of protection. That's the intriguing part with that energy. This is an innocent person going to jail to be protected, for sure. Very intriguing energy. Very, very, very extra intriguing energy, Jesus. Very intriguing energy. It's still a blessing, honestly. Maybe that's intriguing energy. Because sometimes I have a whole intriguing perspective when it comes to jail. I don't never look at jail as a punishment for him. I've been there a good amount of times, honestly. I think I watched sometime too much TV because I always thought jail was just like, I don't know, even on TV programs, they make jail seem quite cool, honestly. So I don't know, I can't even say that I looked at bad or nothing. I don't know. Jail came a long way. Last time I went to jail, they had video chats in the cell. They have video chats in the cell. They have video chats in the cell. In the cell. They got tablets. You can make phone calls, watch movies. I was like, oh Jesus. Intriguing. I would have never believed it. Those ones you have to see it or Ripley's believe it or not. You best to believe it. They ain't even the separation. I can video chat you. I can video chat you in jail. It's like I'm still there. That's some eternal energy for you right there. You get to see your damn ghosts. They still with you. It's intriguing. That was my last experience of what I was just blown away by, honestly. I'm never gonna lie. I was like, damn, jail has come a long way. At least, maybe it haven't, I don't know. It's just, from what I always heard, jail post been real bad. It's just horrible. Why would you want to go to jail? But every time I go, I'll just be blown away. They got programs. They feed you food. They wash your clothes. You can video chat. You can make phone calls. You can get a job up in there. I was like, shit, Jesus, this is intriguing. Some lessons you have to go through or you won't believe it. Somebody would have told me this, I wouldn't have believed it. Like, you better complain with me. You watch too much TV. You was dreaming you got the video chat in jail. Yes, huh? Yes, huh? I'm serious. It's not a punishment for him. It's a separation for him. It's a way to learn a lesson. Everybody has to go through a separation at some point in time. We just learn in different forms of that separation, but still there, obviously. And I believe that's what jail symbolizes to me. And I think the ones that really have a problem with it are just hard for them. They don't want to separate. That separation is hard. Some people really have a hard time being by themselves, even though you're in a cell with a bunch of other people for the most part, unless you, I don't know, you got little places where you just be you, but seriously. They so used to being around people. You about to learn to die and be reborn energy in jail. That's why people become spiritual and everything. If you believe in meditation, form and receiving, why would you not think a person would operate that way in jail? All they got time to do is receive, which is great. That's a sacrifice for strength, which is the overall concept of life anyway. You need to learn that. I talked about that. At some point in time, everybody have to learn the universal bond. I actually want to find that card. That's self-trust is at the bottom of the deck. And that's pretty much the aspect that I'm talking about. You have to understand and trust your guidance of what even maybe put you in jail and why they did. It could be this lesson, learning self-trust of a connection. You can naturally receive and it will guide you. And guess who's up under there? This is so the message. Distraction is right up under there. Something is distracting you. You might be a spiritual one. That's intriguing. That's an intriguing way to learn a lesson. This might be that energy who was staring off. You're staring off. And the way Spirit about to bring it back to your attention, because maybe you didn't want to come to the altar, you're going to come to the altar. You're going to jail. You're distracted. This Cancer energy too. It's light in the dark. You're distracted. There's no way you're not spiritual. And you're about to learn why you in jail. Because you're going to receive. You're going to naturally receive. You're going to see signs. That's the energy. How intriguing. I feel like ain't no message ever been any clearer. That's intriguing. You wondering off. That's the way it's going to bring you back. For sure. You're wandering off. Intriguingly. That's why I feel like whatever you did, you innocent. But then again, to the universe, you're not innocent. You're staring off. I want to say, excuse me, Jesus. Jesus. All right. That's what it is. Jesus. I feel like I wasn't even ready, but shit. The universe is giving ass whoopings. Like pleasant ass whoopings though. This is that aspect of you. There's no way you didn't know. You just ignoring. That's the intriguing part. I came through. My child is ignoring me. Guidance is trying to get you. There's so many signs. Very intriguing. Going the wrong way. Very intriguing energy. What zodiac is setting up today? I feel like I need some water, Jesus. I want some water now. I need some water, Jesus. And Virgo. Where was Virgo just at? Where were you at, darling? Distractions. Oh. Who's up under there? Guardianship. Have you ever seen a lighthouse distracted? Have you ever seen a lighthouse distracted? Have you ever seen a lighthouse distracted? You're a very important person. But you distracted. How are people supposed to come to you and you distracted? Let me go get me some water, Jesus. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go get me some water, Jesus. And on TV, somebody giving an ass whooping too. How intriguing, Jesus. Say no to violence, kids. I'm just joking. A little bit. It's just fucked around and got me a little domestic violence charge. But that was a lesson. It wasn't even in a bad form. It don't sound bad as it sound. It don't sound bad as it sound. It doesn't sound bad as it sounds. I feel like I need to write that down and look at it. Because the way it sounded, something about that is catching my attention. It doesn't sound bad as it sounds. It doesn't sound bad as it sounds. Because it was a self defense, but it's intriguing when some people don't expect you to defend yourself, honestly. You literally just have to be air. Just take it. Just be like water, flow. Don't hit waves and shit on their ass, even though you the water. Just be air. Let the eternal side do them. And that's really what the universe wants you to do because it's them. That's the intriguing lesson that I had to learn. Other than hit some waves on their ass. They about to surf today. But universe said, be air, honey. Be air. Let me do me. And I'm like, okay. That's a lesson I had to learn when it comes to violence, honestly. Or things that come off like when it comes to self-defense, let your guidance do it. And that sounds like that's a lot of forms. I can hear people in their little trigger minds when they're like, I'm gonna keep my hands clean. I'm gonna have somebody else do it. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the eternal side, the higher source, the invisible one, not the one where it's like a little sniper or some shit. Not that. That's not what I'm talking about. For my little ones who just real clever. For my ones that's real clever. I'm gonna keep my hands clean. I'm not gonna do it. That's not what I'm talking about. You're gonna get somebody else's hands dirty, and your hands gonna be dirty. It's just you stacking up bad karma for you and your damn people. That's just bad. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. The universe, they would do it. Just timing. It's timing. In due timing. In due timing. It's not gonna happen when you think it should. The universe knows when it's great timing. I want it to happen right now. I want you just to strike them down. It's like, why would you want that? I think I want them to take care of you, darling. That's what I think. I think I want them to take care of you, darling. Strike them down for what? Scorpio. Ha, firm energy. I want them to take care of you. It's spooky and it's thankful. That's why. And this is an unyielding. It's not stopping. We're not going backwards. We realize even killing somebody, ain't no such thing as death. They come right back. Now you just my goddamn servant, employee, community. It's that energy. Just the way how the universe operates and deal with things when it comes to serving justice. It don't come in a way where you always, the universe ain't gonna harm nobody. It's not what it does. It's not the right way. And if they do something, they get harmed, they do die, or it's like, it did wind up dying. Their clock, it was done. It was done. That's just the way it was meant to go. Hope you had a great show out. One of those. It's not the universe was trying to cause harm to somebody. It's not what the universe does. It's not what it does. Now it's intriguing because the universe looking at you like, why would you be looking like I would do harm to somebody? What type of person you think I am? Now I gotta look at you sideways because what type of person are you? What type of person are you? What's up, yeah? Oh, okay, Scorpio. Let's see. Ooh, nobody coming out. And this is a spooky, thankful energy. I'm looking at the month. It's October energy and November energy. It's making me think of Halloween time, spooky time, which is for me that's all year, every day lifestyle. And a thankful time. Be thankful, which with this whole energy it makes sense. And it's a firm, solid energy, which I'm actually happy because Scorpio is in my first house, in my 12th house in astrology. Very firm. Very, very firm. Oh, gotta touch on that too, because I felt really intriguing recently when I was trying to brag on myself, which I should, because I flatter myself with this aspect of a lifestyle and principles all the time. And I used to be unaware of where my morals come from, for the most part, honestly. But I didn't understand the concept of when people be like, "Where are you from? What was you born at?" Those aspects are really important. It really do teaches you your values. You can learn other values and principles, but what you can't be accustomed with, or you popped out at, is really important for your morals. And for me, it goes in the Maryland concept. And I recently looked up the police badge and what they operate as, what they believe in, and it was for me, it was fairness, and that's the one I could not remember, and it was intriguing when I went back and I learned like it was fairness. Fairness was the one that I was missing. Integrity and teamwork. Those are the ones that I normally operate with. But fairness was the one that I couldn't remember. But it was so funny because the energy that I was talking about within that moment, it wasn't fairness in it. There was no fairness in it. They didn't know how to operate in fairness. And then normally what I was talking about, what even made me think about that, was people who have a spouse already and they still be looking for somebody else. And that's not fair to your spouse or yourself if you want more, but you're not telling that person that, or the person you even seeking, you know, or you're missing the teamwork concept because you're not cooperating or communicating with everybody in a full blown understanding of alignment. Some people don't know at all. Some people know partial, like, and then there ain't no integrity in that. And I learned here that's why I have a hard time meeting people here because they don't follow none of those principles or values. It's intriguing. And the person who brought that to my attention to make me even go back and think about what I had learned, because I had just recently learned that before the person who brought it to my attention, was maybe you need to find somebody from a different state, because different states and different places have different values and morals and follow different principles and values and things like that. And I was like, oh my God, I didn't really never thought about that intriguingly. Like, I am here in Ohio. I stay in Columbus, Ohio. And as I said, I'm from Maryland. I was born in Maryland. Um, but I never really thought about the difference of that. I know people travel and things like that, but it's like you still are from there. You were popped out there. Because I honestly used to have a hard time explaining now. People are like, where are you from? Because I have moved around a good amount. So it's like, oh my God, should I tell them where I was born at or where I was raised at or where I reside at the longest? It gets intriguing when you move around a lot. But it's like, no, literally, where did you pop out at? When you came out the womb, where were you at? It is important of an energy. In the time, I wish they start putting that on the birth certificate. You need to know the time you popped out. It is important. I'm luckily during my time they still were putting that on birth certificates, so I was able to know when I was popped out. But they don't have that on there no more. Like on my sons, or maybe that's in certain areas. Maybe Columbus, Ohio aspect don't once again don't follow the same morals and values. That's so important to help you actually thrive. And for me, in that simple concept to be able to thrive, it comes from my birth chart. But my birth certificate don't actually tell me, well, my son, which I guess that's me metaphorically, but still, he won't know certain parts about him because he don't know when he was born. And I wish I knew better then because I would have paid attention and wrote it down for myself, honestly. But I honestly don't remember. I do believe he was born like in the morning dark. I think he was born early in the morning. But I honestly don't know what time. It was like a quick on the go aspect. Like I wound up going the day before I even gave birth. Like I started cramping that night. Like it was a ridiculous cramp. Like I don't this pain. It got to be time. And when I got there, they was like, "You only 1 centimeter." Shit, 1 centimeter is enough, and they must have agreed because they kept me. And they gave me an epidural, and I stayed there overnight. And I believe it was overnight. I wasn't watching the clock, intriguingly. I wish I knew what I knew then, now, because I would have kept track of myself and things like that. Now I know for my next one, or things like that, or even you, how you should do it, because it's important. Um, but anywho, I want to say I was there that whole day. or at least in early in that morning, it was just go time. I just realized eventually, they came in there, lights, camera, action, not lights, camera, action. We couldn't record either there during that time with y'all. Another time, it don't matter because my next child, I'm having it in water. That's already a guaranteed fact. And it's intriguing that I am saying that. What I know now, because I didn't know this, what I actually felt this way, because my birth chart is full of water, first house, 12th house. But before I even was aware of that, I already knew for my next child, I wanted to have my child in water. It is important to have my child in water. It's important. And it's so funny because it makes sense for myself. But, and I'll be having a girl too next. So it just makes sense rebirthing myself to come out through water. Then I can record it and things like that. Um, so I guess everything played out for a reason because my first child was a boy, and I learned different lessons. But he actually fixed in those principles and morals for sure for this area because he displays my values and morals in a certain form of way before a guy, if that makes sense, because his birthplace is Columbus, Ohio. He was born at Riverside, which that's so perfect. At least the hospital makes sense. It's a water base. At least the hospital makes sense. It's a water base. But what was I talking about, Jesus? I have my child in water because I'm just amazed as I'm saying and thinking and feeling what I'm feeling. I'm like, oh my God, things are just making so much sense. But as I was saying, I couldn't record at the hospital, which I didn't mind that, honestly. But I did take some little pictures, um, things like that. But what I'm getting at is I wasn't watching the clock. And I kind of do wish that I was watching the clock, like having a little stopwatch and things like that. Like even the contractions, like the times that I was feeling those, to write those down, you know, it's so important to know all of that. I gotta be a midwife, honestly. I can clock myself in for one of those for somebody else because I know those areas to pay attention to now. It's important. I say I can clock myself in as like a midwife. That'd be great, honestly. I would love that type of aspect, but seriously, that's an important aspect. Very important aspect. I finished explaining all that. Yeah, my baby in the water. You're coming through water, honey. This is intriguing because I won't be able to have no epidural or nothing. It's gonna be so natural. That's gonna be intriguing, honestly. Because 1 centimeter, I was just like, oh no, Jesus. So I can imagine having to go with two. I don't even know what the hell it went up to, honestly. Don't get me to lying. I didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel nothing. They gave me the epidural quickly. I was in pain. 1 centimeter was like, Jesus. Obviously, like a dying baby reborn, it was too much. Give me some medicine immediately. So, an all natural, that should be an experience. It should be an experience. It should be an experience. I'm just saying. It has to, people have natural babies, I want to say all the time, and I don't know how they do that. Obviously. Maybe the water to make it better. You know how people work out in water and it just seems more, you feel lighter? Hopefully it's one of those experiences, honestly. That'd be great. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why, because shit. When I'm thinking about it, it's just like I might be on crazy behavior. Ma'am, what do you mean you want it all natural? All natural. And Taurus. Ha ha ha. I came out. How funny. And Venus. Love. You got the love in the building. Dependable. Dependable. You got spooky, thankful energy, and dependable. This love is dependable. I want to say even strategy is dependable. It was able to be done this. That's kind of make me think about something that I said recently when it goes back to Old ways, bringing old ways back. It goes with that age of Pisces energy. People, this was an original way of doing things, even if they weren't in water. But I can't imagine. It's not about what I can't imagine. It's just for me. I know I want in water. I felt that way some years ago. Like when I started thinking about having another child, I want to have my baby in water, and I like to be in water a lot. I spend a lot of time in water, so it probably just would be a natural thing where it's like I will be in water just naturally. Like intriguing bit of a coincidence. You just was in water. You just was naturally already in water. I didn't have to go get into the water. I was already in the water. Water broke and the baby just came out. I can probably deliver my own baby. Intriguingly. Intriguingly, I feel like life be prepping me for things like that. Even the way I took out my birth control, my Miranda myself, I just went in the bathroom, got in the shower, lifted my leg up, and pulled it out like a tampon. It was intriguing. And I took pictures of it because it looked like a tampon. Like I didn't actually see it when it went in. Some things you gotta pay more attention to. Like all those years I had it in me and I didn't know what it looked like metaphorically. That's just I won't get pregnant for 5 years. Okay, which I wasn't worried about getting pregnant. I didn't get it because I didn't want to get pregnant. I got it because I wasn't gonna bleed. I liked that concept of not bleeding. Um, I just did a lot. I went 10 years of it. I had to do two different parts. 5-5, but I had that for 10 years, and I just recently got off of it 2 years ago, I believe. Honestly, pushing three. Like this is be a third year I've been off of birth control in general. Um, but since I had my child who was 13, that's tricky. It adds up. I say that adds up, Jesus. That's a perfect alignment. It adds up. 5 and 5, 10, and then three. That adds up. Very intriguing. Very extra intriguing. That's important. Very, very intriguing. Because the rest after this year, because we in December, it'll be pretty much 3 years since I've been off birth control. Which I actually was thinking about getting back on it for a while. Um, but we'll see what happens with life. We'll see what happens with life. Give myself chuckles. But Scorpio and Taurus, this is me all day. This is me all day. I kind of want to be like myself is like, what do you think you mean you about to get back on birth control? We about to come through. We're about to come through. We're about to come through. So that literally could be this energy. Even with the sixth house, it's half of it. Like already connected with it, it will come through and it came out. That's intriguing, Jesus. What do you mean you about to get back on birth control? Very intriguing. I still will see what happens with life, but that's that energy. It actually came out. Because that's literally my first house. And first house is right at the top looking at me. It's my identity. And then my birth placement in this form was a Taurus. It came out. And intriguing, where's Taurus at in my birth chart? Give me a minute. I feel like I just flattered myself really quick. I feel like I just flattered myself really quick. Oh, Jesus, I get it. That's so funny. You are over there again. Yes, you are. Get right there. Ha! Intriguing. Get right there. God. Where's Taurus at? Taurus is in my sixth house. That is so it. Taurus is in my sixth house, which is going with health and service. And Taurus is in my seventh house, which is going with relationships and contracts. How funny. And Scorpio is my identity and my census, which is first house and 12th house. Head to toe, beginning and end. Very intriguing. And then if I have to break the 1 and 2 down, myself and my if I break down the 1 and 2, it'd be my first house and second house will be myself and my values. And that'll be this month, intrigatively. Sagittarius, energy, arrogant, bold, accurate, always coming right directly to you. Very assertive energy, very lucky energy. Comes off like a monster because it's eternal energy. Always can come through airwaveably. School bus always can come through airwaveably. Complement the 12th house. Myself and my values put together. Myself and my values put together. That's a force they will say to be reckoned with. It's intriguing because I've been hearing this a lot, and it displayed yesterday, honestly, with the example I gave as to that energy of, is anybody out there? Like you might be praying, you're seeking, like, is anybody out there? Where? There gotta be somebody who resonate with me. And then I ran into somebody yesterday who had the same element base as me, which is a earth base, but she was a Capricorn. What was I getting? I kind of forgot what I was about to say. Kind of just forgot what I was about to say. But that was important of a similar aspect. Can't remember what the heck I was about to say. That's really made me happy. Can't remember what I was about to say. A force to be reckoned with. Of that, it was a force to be reckoned with. A force to be reckoned with. When they say 2 or more are gathered, the Lord is present. When you amongst a bunch of believers, the things that can get done, like you already great on your own, but you have another great one with you, it is a lot that can get done. And then when it just keep going and going, it gets better and better. That's like almost the 12 disciples aspects. Each one is a greatness. And intriguing with the disciples, like somebody is fucking deceitful. Which one is that? Hope that's just a past tense concept and it's just an example. It's just when I think about like, well, one of those was deceitful. Hopefully within this new timeline concept, we don't have those worries because we are already aware of you should not do that because you won't get away with it because I already know the stupid shit you're going to do. So we should not deceive each other. That would be really great and convenient for us all, you know? But that's what that reminds me of. When you're amongst a bunch of great people. And for me, when I thrive with my family and I already focus my attention on myself, having another me is just great. If that makes sense. That's just what it reminded me of, honestly. And it made me think about yesterday, how yesterday went with another believer. She seemed witchy or like a high priestess energy, honestly. And what we talked about displayed, that power of the tongue is an intriguing aspect. Because you can manifest really quickly if you believe the same thing, it will come into fruition. And it displayed, it happened. And that's how it normally operates, that's how it's supposed to go. That's the beauty of community and how it thrives. Some people may even say a cult aspect because some people just feel like cults are the only ones that can do things like that because certain things they do just seem like, oh my God, that's just wrong. If that makes sense. When they come together is what I'm getting at, to get things done and to stay in unity. But it's nothing but a community base. It's just levels to community. Not even levels, it's just angles to communities. How deep is your love? Metaphorically. How deep is your love? What type of sacrifices are you willing to make for a bigger picture concept? Make a plan. 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 Address your addictions. and grieve your losses. Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. Forgive and forget. That sounds so important, Jesus. Forgive and forget. Do all things in moderation. Okay, and I feel like that goes with make a plan. Do all things in moderation. That makes sense. Address your addictions. That's important. This is entering into anything. Oh, I just gave an example of that. I said that already. We already know about the 12 disciples aspects, and one, wanted to do his own little thing eventually or something like that. The deceitful one. When you already know that, you don't continue to keep doing that. You do better because you know you can't deceive. Like you already know I might do something stupid. It's just a waste of time. It's nice entering into something to have conversations like that so people already know what time it is and you won't stumble into things later. It might not be that full exact example of the disciples aspect. It might be something else, but they just don't know. But it will become a problem later, if that makes sense. It's one of those energies. It's almost an energy where they'd be like, tell people about your last date and you in a new relationship. Tell them about your people you dealt with before. Some people don't like to talk about their pasts. It's important. It's really important. I don't mean just every day talk about that person because maybe you might need to go back to that person. You're not over that person. But certain things are going to display. Definitely if you're a spiritual person and there's connections, you might just bring that energy. They need to know that. Or they might know these are things that triggered you from your past. And they shouldn't do that because that's something you don't like. Things like that. It's important. That's just an example. That might be one of those situations of address your addictions. And these are things that uncontrollable about you, if that makes sense. Funny the way it's coming through. Kind of wanted the card for that, bring more clarity. They don't feel like a drug aspect. It might be, but this feels like maybe trauma form, honestly. But entering into something new or something that was looked at as trauma. Whatever you're entering into, you need to know about it. So it don't cause problems later. But this authentic behavior, honestly. Normal, simple conversations. Be honest within your conversations. Do not sugarcoat within your conversations energy. That's the energy, honestly. Yeah, fragile. It's fragile. It's new. You don't want to cause you don't want to cause any problems in your new foundation. It's fragile. It's new. But certain things people just don't know. And healing. It's a healing. That's lovely. It's quite simple, honestly, but it's important. Do we want to end off with worry less or live in water? You want to live in water? Let's do worry less. Even though I feel like I did it already, we just one more wouldn't hurt. Standing firm. We got standing firm, yo. And it goes in Isaiah 7:4. And we got your best defense. How lovely. Don't be afraid. Stand still and see what the Lord would do to save you today. You will never see this. Egyptians again. You will never see this. Egyptians again. The Lord is fighting for you, so be still. And what ocean spray just caught my attention? But that is just what I said about it will go right around you. It will go right around you. You are forgiven. Just the whole aspect of you being afraid of losing something is like your own punishment. The universe lets you punish your own self, and then it went around like, don't do it again. Your best defense is your faith, for sure. It said it. Don't be afraid. Stand still and see what the Lord will do to save you today. And then stand firm. Say to him, be careful, be quiet, do not fear, and do not let your heart be faint. Don't get discouraged. Then say, the Lord God, it shall not stand, and it shall not come upon. I'll say it again, pardon me. Then say to, Jesus. Then say, the Lord God, it shall not stand, and it shall not come to pass. Isaiah 7:4. It will go right around you. And on the other aspect, that's not even that energy. It's not that energy. This literally will go right around you. And the other aspect, as I was saying, you're going to have to go be still. Be firm. This is such great energy. Jeez. I just want a moment, like, I need a moment of silence. This is a moment of silence of greatness, which actually I said that. Be silent. And say some other things, but like, I feel like I needed to have that moment literally because this energy is so beautiful. And every honest, I'm about to say, just remind me, like, let's have a moment of silence for the dead homies. It must be a die and be reborn. We know you about to, like a baptized energy. You about to come out the water. We just silent, knowing you about to rise right on up on greatness. That energy, for sure. And it's going with right livelihood, I believe. Or it could be right effort, but right livelihood caught my attention. And Pisces is on top. Put Pisces on the top of the right livelihood. Who up under that? Capricorn. And then Cancer. There's something within your family structure. If somebody in your family in the dark, they ain't got nothing to worry about. They shouldn't worry. Slide in the dark. And their justice is the best. Even if they don't understand it. Or afraid of justice being served to them. It's for their best. And they will understand it later. So remember, be kind. You are a reflection. And have a great day, guys.